What is going on, my favorite people? We're back with another live video today to answer your questions about digital marketing, whether it's your website, search engine optimization, advertising on Google, advertising on Facebook, whatever it might be. I got a lot of feedback yesterday from people who either joined us live or watched the replays, telling me how valuable the sessions of walking through and auditing other businesses' profiles, and they reached out asking me to audit their profiles and websites. And so I think I'll start this off while we're waiting for people to join in. Walking through, just randomly grabbing a business and kind of auditing their online presence and making suggestions for improvement. I do extend the offer that if this is something you would like for your business, I do offer it for free. All you have to do is reach out to me and let me know your business name and website address, and I'm happy to go through and provide you with a detailed audit. So let me go ahead and get my screen shared over here. All right. So what are we going to pick today? Hey, Chad, how you doing? Glad to have you be with us this morning. Let me see. We did electricians yesterday. We did roofers yesterday. Let's do something a little bit different. Let's do bakery. This is interesting because I don't normally solicit for clients who are bakers. So it'd be really interesting to see how this category, which, by the way, for those of you that are in the restaurant industry, this change that Google has made now, dine-in delivery, is related to all of the COVID stuff. Good morning, Geppetta. I can do a cleaning service. Let me finish up this one on the bakery, and then I'll do a cleaning service. They've started tagging businesses that are in the restaurant categories or the food service categories to whether they offer a dine-in service or delivery, based on everything. It'll be interesting if that sticks and stays afterwards. So we're going to pick Get Us Bakery because they're right around the corner from me. So let's look at their Google My Business profile to begin with. My internet's normally not this slow. It is because I'm streaming currently the live video to you. All right. So they've at least claimed the profile. So that's a good start. They got some pictures on here. The good selection of their products. I'd like to see a little bit more. We saw 2 photos of their hours. There we go. There's some more of their product. That's from the Google car driving by. Not much you can do about those photos. They're automatically added. So they're making good use of the photos. The one thing I can't see is whether or not they have gone and geo-encoded their photos so that it maps up to their GPS coordinates. Good morning, Kurt. Their address, their link to their website. They have some reviews. Looks like they responded. They responded to those 3 reviews. Let's take a look at a couple of the negative ones and see if they responded. Where it is. They did not, and it was from 2 months ago. That one's from 9 months ago. I would highly suggest that they respond to the negative reviews as well as the positive. This one they decided to respond to it because it was a 4-star. It looks like they're only responding to stuff that's 4 stars and above. I would highly recommend that they respond to every single review. Again, as I mentioned yesterday, even if you were the reason there was a problem that caused the low rating, own it. Make it right. It's not just that customer that you're trying to win back, but the next 10 people or so that are looking at those reviews. So let's do a real quick look at their website. So right away, I'm going to point out that there's no security certificate. Even if they're not accepting payments on the website, they're going to want a security certificate on there because that is a signal factor for ranking. Google announced a couple years ago that they're going to start identifying, which they have. I guess you guys really can't see that with my logo covering it up, but they announced that they were going to mark them in the browser, which they have up by the address bar. It'll say not secure. It'll say secure. In addition, other web browsers have followed suit. And they've also said that they were going to start removing from the mobile index. So people appearing on tablets or phones when people are searching, the sites that were not secure. I have not seen them start doing that yet, but if they said they're going to do it, they'll eventually do it. So, I mean, the website does all right at drawing your attention to what they do. So I want to run this through a quick test. Now you guys can run these tests as well. This is a free site called GT Metrics. It takes a look at a couple of the factors on a website as far as how well it loads, because there's a couple factors we look at. Insane. So with the free account, unfortunately, they got this a queue that you end up getting put into. It says there's about 23 seconds. We'll wait and see. If not, I'll log into my account. I do have a paid account with them as well that bypasses that queue. So while I'm waiting for that to run, I'm going to go search for window cleaning services. Well, we got 3 in the map pack, and it doesn't look promising because 2 of them have no reviews. One has 60 reviews with an average of 4.8. Which one do you think is going to get all the business? Probably the one with the 60 reviews, because these guys, nobody's reviewed them or trusted them. So it goes to show you that if you're a window cleaner in the Syracuse area, there's a prime market here for you to do some optimization and get your stuff linked up. This one doesn't even have a website associated with it. Let's take a look at more to see who else is showing up in that list. Now, what's interesting is, we have a few others that are, relative to that did not show up in the top 3 when I searched. Like this one is just outside of Syracuse, but, they're property cleaning service, and they have some reviews. They have a much better profile than these 2. What's interesting as this one that appeared without the reviews has a second profile, same phone number, different time. This one closes at 6. This one closes at 7. So let's take a look at those real quick and see if they're different addresses. This one doesn't even have an address, and neither does this one. So why they have duplicate profiles, I don't know. That would be a question for that business owner. And they have one that is outperforming the other. Let's take a look to see what's the difference. So this one does not have any Q&A, does not have a business description, has the website linked to it. Echo Shine window cleaning. What's the website linked with this one? the same website. Without seeing the inside of these profiles, I can't tell you why one is outranking the other, but I have to say one's got something configured that the other one doesn't. Because this one should realistically outperform since it has the reviews, and it may be that they have a service area defined and one has a service area that's closer to where I'm at right now in searching versus the other. But looking at their profile, they don't have any responses to the reviews that are on there. They don't have a description put on there. They're not utilizing the Q&A. They're not utilizing the services section. Look, there's a third profile for them. That's just insane. And that one closes at 5. So they got one that closes at 6, one that closes at 7, one that closes at 5. Yeah, that might be a company I might be reaching out to this week to talk to them and say, hey, look, let's clean up some of your stuff. I'm curious what their website looks like now. So let's see if our test ran. There we go. So I'll take you back to the GT Metrics test. Good morning, Sean. Sorry, I didn't see your message pop in there. I will do a t-shirt printer right after this. You got one that you're looking for in particular? So GT Metrics, one of the first things we look for is the load time. We want to make sure it's below 3 seconds, which they are. Then we kind of look at these scores. And if, you think back to, high school days, obviously an A is better than an F. And that's the range of the scale. I like to see 85 and above. I'd prefer to see A's, so 90 and above. But some sites with certain things being embedded on them, it just is difficult to get much higher than 85. So they have a few things they could fix, like optimizing their images. They have some large images on the website that cleaning up those, fixing the way some of the scripts are loading on the site. Now that's typically above most business owners. That's something that you'd want a web developer to take care of for you, just so you don't break anything on the site. But taking care of those two issues, fixing a couple of these smaller issues easily would push them up into the A category on the page speed. For the Y slow, they're at 79. Again, it's the same thing. Some things within the code related to how they're loading in the style. So controlling how the fonts look, how the pictures look, colors and all of that type of stuff. As well as the JavaScript, which controls some functionality on the site. There's a few other things that they could do, including loading some of their static content, so your pictures from a content delivery network, which allows them to be dispersed to a server that's close to whoever's visiting the website versus wherever your hosting provider server is. This company is in Syracuse, New York here. I could literally walk to their facility from my house, but their hosting provider may be somewhere else. It could be in a data center out on the West Coast. So even though their customers are here in Syracuse, if that server's out in California, it may cause a longer delay for those images to load and everything for somebody here that's in their target market. So by putting those images on what's called a content delivery network or a CDN, it would get served from a server closer to Syracuse, which would help speed up some things with the loading of the website. So let's switch back over to that other site loaded, and let's take a look at their website real quick. It's a very, very basic website. Looks like they may have done it themselves. It's hosted at Weebly, which is typically something that a business owner or a person that's a friend of theirs or their family members can hop on real quick and try to create them a website. They're okay to get businesses started, but there's some performance issues with them, as well as some limitations on what you can do with your site that's there. Same thing with Wix. You see them on TV all the time. A lot of those free builders or sites that will put ads on your website in order to get you the free website, they they hurt your business more than they help your business. They send some signals to Google just because of the way that the limitations are on the site that don't allow you to perform that well. They also, it's the same thing that I have the conversation with, doctors or lawyers or everything else. I don't step into their office and try to treat their patients or go to the court and try to practice law because I'm not an expert in it. It comes down to the same thing. Can people use some of these builders to build their own website? Absolutely. But they can't expect it to perform or look exactly like something that a professional would build. I could probably go out back and replace the deck on my house, but I'm going to gladly pay a professional to do it because they're going to do a much better job. And it's the same thing when it comes to websites. People try and then it doesn't look appealing to the visitors coming because of the way that it's loaded, or the images might not be properly sized or anything like that. So this is a site that I'm actually going to go through probably a full audit and send it over to the owner. But I want to get back to Sean. He was looking for t-shirt printers. And I know there are a few here in Syracuse. Let's go back to the main page, though, because I want to show how it comes up in the map pack. So we get 3 right away that come up in the top map pack, and 2 of them are not open yet based on the hours they have on there. They open at 10. Let's see, this one's 4.8, 19, 4.3 with 35, 4.7, 17 reviews. Those are pretty competitive. Let's take a look more places to see how many others there are. 6 reviews, 25 reviews. So one of the things I'm seeing to begin with is location playing a factor. So I know this one is near me. So let me take the map and zoom in a little bit. And you'll see this kind of shift around and change as I zoom in, because it's going to give me more of what's in the view of the map. So I am, let's see, get my bearings. Okay, so this will explain why we saw those 3 pop up. What's interesting is we're seeing Family Dollar and FedEx now pop up in this list because they offer printing services. So it's picking up on other words. Family Dollar offers t-shirts. So I'm literally out here by the airport. I'm not going to show exactly where I am, but in this general area. So when we start looking, these guys don't print. So CNY shirts, it's interesting. There's several other t-shirt printers that were closer. So that one's on the list. That one's on the list. Now, that one wasn't there a minute ago. I think that shifted around. That one I need to check out. They're actually in the same office building as my office. I didn't know that there was a printer in there. So they are responding to reviews. It doesn't look like all of them. I get it. As business owners, we get busy and we forget to go in there and respond to reviews. That's where having a reputation management service like the one that we offer, where you get notified of any new reviews, is helpful, because then you get that email reminder to go in there. So I would prefer to see more of this picture above the fold, showing what they do, than just the phone number and their name. If you think about the old days of a newspaper, you have everything that's above the fold would be at the top of that fold of the newspaper, because the newspaper would get laid down on your doorstep. And you would see that big headline at the top. You would see that main story's image right at the top. So that's why when we refer to above the fold, it's whatever appears above that bottom line of your browser, whatever's going to be on that screen. So that's why you see a lot of people with those large, they're called hero images or banners at the top of their webpage, is to try and capture that attention of people right there, with whatever, you know, their main focus of the page is. So this one doesn't have a lot of content on it at all, on the homepage, and that might impact, you know, they don't have an SSL certificate or a security certificate. They have this online catalog, and yep, it's doing exactly what I thought it was going to. So I'm going to right click on it and say open in a new window so you guys can see this. This is something you don't want to do. You know, there's ways that you can embed some of this stuff into your website, but you're literally taking all of the traffic and you're sending it away from your website as a business owner and sending it over to this other company, casuals.com. Yes, if somebody orders from here, they're doing business with you, but this sends signals to the search engines, especially Google, which they do have Google Analytics running. No, they don't have Google Analytics running. Interesting. So Google Analytics is a free tool that every business owner should have installed on their website. It tells you who's coming to your website, you know, not specifically by name, but where they're coming from, how they got there. If it has information like, are they male, female, what demographics, you know, they belong to, age group, that type of stuff. It'll show you what part of the world they are in. It'll show you, you know, how they got to your site. So, you know, did they follow a link from another site? Did they come in from search? What search terms were they using? Did they click on an ad? All kinds of stuff. You know, it's a very valuable tool to understand how your website's working. And so they've got some issues with their links as well. So this goes to the homepage. This goes to the homepage. This goes to their apparel catalog, which this one they embedded in the site. So you stay within their domain name, yet this one you're going out to another company. So I'm not sure if that's just an upgrade they did and they forgot to fix the other link, but definitely would want that to stay within their own website. Otherwise, they send the signal to Google that, you know, people are what's called bouncing. So it looks like they set up a WordPress, but they didn't remove any of the default stuff, like the Hello World, which is a test post that is in every WordPress install. And it literally is just this Hello World. You know, and this is the default settings that show up if you have a sidebar. So they're called widgets. And they didn't remove any of those. You know, these are links to, you know, the feeds that are on there, a link to WordPress itself, a link to the login box. So definitely somebody set this up and started doing some work, but they didn't, you know, go through and finish stuff or, you know, turn it into more of ready to go for people to visit. You know, this is nice. They got some pictures of their work on here. But again, I'm not seeing a lot of words on any of these pages. And, you know, to rank well within the search engines, you got to be, you got to have content on there. You just plain and simple, you got to have content on the websites. So I want to look at one other thing here real quick. Come on. And this is another tool I use. This is a paid tool that will show me what keywords they do rank for, if any, as well as who's linking to them, some idea on the traffic, which they do have 4 keywords that they're in the top 100 for. You know, they have 36 backlinks from 14 different domains. Let's take a look at those keywords. So CNY Cheap Custom Tees, they rank on page 4. Screen Printing Syracuse, they're not doing well at all. I mean, they're 32, 53, 54, 56. They're not being found because, let's face it, if you're not on page 1 of Google, you're not going to get found. People don't go to page 2. They don't go to page 3. The people that go beyond page 1 are people who are in the marketing industry, like myself, going to look for clients. Why? Because 96% of all clicks go to businesses that are found on page 1. 85% of those, go to the organic results. So why would you not want to have your website show up? Yeah, you can run ads, which, the people who are running the ads for this search term are not local. Wow, excuse me. These are national companies that are probably spending a good penny to run these ads on a normal time. Right now, ad rates are relatively inexpensive because people dropped out, businesses got scared. So, if you're looking for ideas for content for your website, this is a great section to check. People also ask, these are things people are searching for. How much is a t-shirt printer? What is the best printer for t-shirt printing? What is digital printing on t-shirts? These would be questions that you could put on your website and answer. That one, it's got a video to it, and as you click them, it's going to populate with more. Another spot, if you're looking for ideas for content, is this searches related to. Try to formulate some content around it. Now, granted, most of these are the same topic, but when you get into other areas, they will provide different suggested searches related to it. So I'm looking to see if any of the ads, even the ads at the bottom are national ads. So we're looking to see, that's a business directory. Yelp is a business directory. Custom Logo USA, Custom Ink, Amazon, a couple of videos. Seaboard's local. I don't know if Underground Shirt is local or not. I don't recognize the name. This one's got 305 in the name. Need t-shirt now. Let's see. I don't think this is a local site because they got an 800 number. Looks like they got multiple locations, and I did not see. Oh, now they're doing custom face masks. Everybody's getting on the game plan. So I don't see New York listed there. So it's funny that they organically rank in a search in Syracuse, but they don't have. Let's look at custom t-shirt printing. So this tells me, based on the search results I'm seeing in here, nobody in the Syracuse market's really doing that good of a job at optimizing their site for t-shirt printers. They may be optimized for other keywords. So if a national company that doesn't even have a page dedicated to, Syracuse, when I search for that term, is coming up that high in the list. So there was a couple. This one at least had a landing page with Syracuse in the title. But I don't know if they're actually local. This is what I'm talking about. They got tons of ads for other stuff showing up on their pages. That's an ad. That's an ad. That's an ad. You're in business to sell something, not advertise every other business on your website. Ads are great for sites that are nothing but a blog. No, they're in North Carolina. So it's interesting that they're doing landing pages around other cities to capture people just to get their business. So Syracuse Screen Printing, these guys are local. It's in their name. So their site's not bad. It's, got a nice design to it. I'd love to run it through some of our tools and see how it came back. But so Sean, hopefully that gave you some insight. I don't know if you were looking for the site you sent me last week to take a look at, or if you had other questions, but I'm happy to answer them. Or we can chat more when we get together, either later today or tomorrow, based on the other follow-up you wanted. So what other questions we got out there? So I see there's some people on here watching live. Yesterday there was a lot more questions than there are today, but I was kind of just going through an audit. Happy to, answer whatever's on your guys' mind related to digital marketing, websites, SEO. So unfortunately, I can't predict when, you can get out of your house again, when things will return back to normal. I don't have the crystal ball. Sorry. All right, let me find. Let's go. I'm going to take this Echo Shine window cleaning and please, if you're watching this and you know who the owners are of this Echo Shine window cleaning, either let them know about this video or, send them my contact information or give me their contact information. Let's see. Paul's asking, what about marketing a YouTube channel? Well, that's interesting, Paul. YouTube is a search engine. It's just a different type of search engine. So Google would be the number one search engine. YouTube would be like the number 2 or number 3 search engine. They keep flip-flopping. You do some of the same type things. So when it comes to a website, we look at the content of the title of each page. We look at like the description. And with YouTube, it's the same type thing with there. We also look at how certain keywords are put into the page context. In YouTube, that would be the description of the video. And then you have tags that you can put in there. And that's where you can kind of highlight some of the keywords that your video is about. So I'm going to see, I apologize that this is slow loading. With all these people who are home, internet has slowed down. I do have Fios at my house, so normally my internet's a lot faster. It also doesn't help that I'm streaming this video live. So I'm just going to, that's why, because I'm not signed in. I was like, why is it not giving me my feed? We are going to, since we were on the topic of t-shirts, we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to search for t-shirt printing. And we're just going to take the very first one. I need to pause it because I stop. So you have the title, which is this main part right here that you give your video. Then you have your description. And, you've got space in here to put enough content in there to not only get somebody to click on the video and be able to watch the video, but you also can, insert your keywords that you want to be found for so that it comes up when people are searching. The other thing that you want to do is when you're posting the video, you have the option to add tags. And because I'm not logged in, I have TubeBuddy, which would show me the tags that are used on these videos, but I'm not currently signed in. So those would come up and show you, tags that you can do on there, and it'll show you tags that are on other people's videos that if you use TubeBuddy in it, and it'll share those tags with you. So, but so YouTube's no different than, any other search platform. It's just, where you have the options to be able to put that stuff. In addition, YouTube ranks videos based on the like first 24 hours that it goes up, how much interaction it gets. So the number of likes, dislikes, the shares, the watch time, all of that type of stuff comes into play. In addition, you can boost them by, building links to those videos. So no different than building links to a website, you can build them so that they go to your video. Looking at a couple of the comments that are coming in here, it looks like Vic and Paul have a conversation going back and forth. Vic does Facebook auctions, but Facebook has made a lot of changes. It made things very hard. Is this a better platform to continue my business on? Vic, are you referring to YouTube? Yeah, you could do them there because you could stream live. Not sure it's any easier. I think it's more difficult for you to try and track down the users to be able to get paid. You might find people who are bidding on stuff and bid things up, but then never pay you for your item, versus where Facebook, you can tie it to an exact person. It's can you share the YouTube to Facebook while doing it? Absolutely. Vic, this stream I've got going right now is streaming on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. If I upgrade and go to the next level, I can actually stream to 5 different sources at once. But there's other software out there that does it as well. So this is the application I'm using for this is StreamYard. And, it allowed me to do Facebook. It allows me to do 2 sources at the same time. So I'm doing Facebook and my YouTube channel. So, Paul, hopefully that, gave you the answers you were looking for about YouTube SEO. What other questions do we have? Yeah, Paul, it's StreamYard with not the free version. I did upgrade 1 level, and that was so that I could get my own branding in there, my own overlays, and be able to stream to 2 sources at the same time. I probably could have done it with, any of the other tools out there, like what else? OBS Studio. That's how I do a lot of other recordings, especially the video audits I do for, other business owners. Vic, if you did it through something like StreamYard, the comments all come in. Like they're just coming up. I can't share that screen because it's the source of the video on it, but they just roll right up next to the preview of the video that I'm watching. So you would see them there. I'm not sure what it's like for the people who are bidding on your stuff. If, it's not showing them everything. I did it too. I've been doing YouTube show now and send to 2 different channels too. So Paul, what software are you doing to stream it? OBS has its areas it excels. For me, I went to StreamYard because it brought it in the comments a whole lot easier than trying to do a bunch of workarounds with OBS to make the comments appear inside of OBS when I did live streams. So I agree with you that, at times it can be difficult. For doing some of the recordings, I do like some of the audits and everything else for videos that I send to people. I whip up OBS real quick and record those videos. So comes down to what you're doing with it, I guess. I'm thinking, I use OBS. So outside of digital marketing, I also have a business where we sell stuff on Amazon and eBay. And I have a YouTube channel related to that reselling activities. I know Vic's aware of it. I don't know if you knew that, Paul, or not. We sometimes go live when we're just in our warehouse working and, answer people's questions on that as well. And I use OBS for that only because I throw it up on a TV in front of me, where I can bring in the comments because it's one source. Trying to bring in the comments from like Facebook or something else is difficult. But that one I'll do an overlay where I have the video image, and then literally it's a OBS pulling in the web page comments. It's not like a stream coming in of comments. So, but so it all comes down to what you're using. If you're trying to do like the auctions and the bidding, that would be a nightmare to try and keep up with, I think, through OBS. Paul, I can vouch for Vic that he's a good guy. Yeah. So Vic and I've gone back and forth a couple times with some pallets and a few other things. Vic's got a nice little operation going. You two should connect up. So those who were asking, our YouTube channel is Our Journey to Freedom with the number 2. So I haven't posted anything in a while. We actually have taken a break from reselling. We still have stuff up and it sells. So every week I'm in there packaging up stuff, but we stopped sending anything to Amazon, which right now they're a different game anyways, but come on. So last one I did was about a month ago. Then the last one before that was like 7 months ago. Just haven't had time. Busy with a bunch of other stuff. So it's started as a little hobby amongst the family, and we all got involved in it. It goes to show you, Caden's now 10 years old, so he's obviously not that little anymore. But yeah, so it's definitely a hustle to make some money. So it's an avenue for a lot of people. We started with it just buying stuff at garage sales, flea markets, stuff around our house, and then got into retail arbitrage. We did a bunch of wholesale pallets we had coming in constantly, shelf pulls, that type of stuff, and then selling that. But our primary focus has always been the digital marketing agency. And, before we had the digital marketing agency, I ran IT services business for years in the central New York area. We covered with commercial contracts for all the chain restaurants and retail stores. So, Staples, Walmart, Applebee's, Panera Bread, all those type places. We did 650 miles around Syracuse. We were their go-to team for any project upgrades, any break fix stuff. I'd be happy to come on your show, Paul. I apologize. I haven't been throwing up all the comments. I know if you guys are watching on YouTube, you're not seeing this message stream that's going back and forth on Facebook. So for those that want Paul's YouTube channel, there you go. Vic, do you have a YouTube channel, or are you primarily just putting your stuff on Facebook? If you have a YouTube channel, throw it in the comments, and I'll throw it up on there. So I know Vic's locally here. Paul, I'm not sure. Are you in the Syracuse area? Let's see. All right, so I was looking back at this Eco Shine window cleaning, and I threw them into this Ahrefs tool to see how their website's performing. 11 organic keywords. They're getting about one user a month organically from the search. One backlink. They desperately need some SEO. I mean, they're not even showing up on the radar to get a rank. So let's look at those 11 keywords. Central Florida. I didn't think you were here locally. So it'd be a little tough for you to come over to Vic's and set up his technology. Vic, I'll get with you after this. We can figure out something. And I'll get you two connected if you guys haven't already connected. So it looks like, let me sort by position so we can see what comes up to the top. So they're on page 2 for their branded name. So by name, they're not even showing up on page 1. So yeah, this is definitely, I think they're right here in Syracuse. Yeah, so I definitely need to reach out to them. Their business could definitely use the help of Rank Foundry to get them to show up in Google where it matters. That's our tagline for a reason. That's what we do. So let's see. So we've been going at it now for almost an hour. Is there any other questions, anything related to marketing, websites, SEO, advertising, Facebook, Google, YouTube, since we were just talking about YouTube? Anything that I can answer? If not, I'll do this again tomorrow morning. Same bat time, same bat channel. We'll be on YouTube. We'll be on Facebook, 9 a.m. Eastern. And it's an opportunity to help other small business owners, get their digital marketing in order. Because right now it's key to be online and be showing up on page 1 so people can find you. In addition, it's, once a lot of these stay-home orders are done and people can go back to normal lives, they're going to remember those businesses that, were there at the top of the mind, not the businesses that are on page 4, page 5. They're going to want to see those people that are on page 1. Those are the companies they want to do business with. So it's definitely something that, Rank Foundry can help get businesses there. We just, need to audit where you're at today and make an action plan to make the fixes or changes that are needed to get you there. All righty, Paul, have fun packing those orders. So I've got to go over in a little bit and do the same thing for a bunch of orders that came in yesterday. So Kurt, you're welcome. It's you've been following me for a little bit. You know that I'm always about delivering value. I created these Q&A sessions here open to the public, just so that I could bring more value to businesses and make them more aware of things that they could be doing to promote their businesses during not only this tough time, but in normal times as well. And so there's no other questions, and I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here as I do have a meeting at 10 o'clock. So absolutely, Vic. I don't know the next time I'll be up near Phoenix, but I'll reach out to you after this, and we'll set up something. We'll either hop on a Zoom call or get on a phone call or something, and start getting you squared away, and figure out what we got to do to get you set up so that things can get rolling for you. So, alrighty, thank you for everybody that took the time to join us live today, and those who are watching on a replay. Again, if you need any assistance, any help, don't be afraid to reach out to me. Either shoot me a message on Facebook, post on the comment to any of the videos. If you're watching on YouTube, post a comment on the video if you found value, and make sure that you subscribe to the Rank Foundry channel, and click that little bell notification so that you get notified from Google and YouTube anytime that we are going live or posting another video. Alrighty, everybody have a great day. And like I said, please feel free to join us again tomorrow at 9 a.m.